slide on dirt or gravel, you need to understand the surface, especially the traction that you get, or rather don't get. Now, on such surfaces, you will get maybe half, maybe even less grip than you would get on tarmac, and that is something to keep in mind. You go into a corner at round about the same speed as you do on tarmac and you would just understeer out of it. That's no fun. You'll damage the car. You'll just go off the track. So in these techniques that we will now demonstrate, you can actually go down the corner quicker by using the handbrake, getting the tail to come out and rotate the car through the corner. This is how we attack stages in our rally cars on gravel tracks, and that is what we are going to demonstrate. This is also a technique that helps you develop car control. Now, because the grip is lower, you can actually drift at a lower speed, develop your car control, and then get faster and faster. So sliding on a low grip surface is always preferable. Start off on a lower grip surface and then move up to higher grip surfaces. And then as the speeds go up, you still have that car control. On these surfaces, you can also hold a longer drift, a more dramatic drift. And with the SUV like the Mahindra XUV300, with the chassis and the suspension settings being what they are, you can really attack these stages hard and fast. This has rally pedigree. This has dominated rally tracks, and even in showroom stock condition is a huge amount of fun on gravel tracks such as these. But I must point out, we are not going to jump the car. We are at the off-road track, which is just outside the Mohite Racing Academy in Kolhapur. The bikes use it, the motocross bikes use this. The XUV is not meant to be doing all these jumps. So no jumping. We'll use some of the flatter corners to slide the car, and we won't do anything stupid. We are not in the business of breaking cars. We are in the business of learning good driving techniques. Let's run quickly through the basic techniques. First things first, leave the aircon on. This involves a lot of work, so it is better to keep the cabin cool and your body as cool as you can. So leave the aircon on. If you're talking to a GoPro like I am right now, just reduce the blower speed so that you don't have the blast coming at you and overpowering your volume. So aircon on. Second thing, important, switch off the traction control. Also switch off the start stop. Won't make a difference, but just keep it switched off. Then your steering position. Seating position, don't sit so far back. You won't have any leverage on the steering wheel. So bring the seat closer, a little closer than you would while driving on the road. So you have a more exaggerated bend in your arm, and that means you can apply steering lock very quickly. And the second thing is, you need to know how to quickly apply steering lock. Not like this, not doing this truck driver or JCB driver business. Never do that, and never steer with one hand. Always two hands on the steering wheel. You are applying opposite lock quickly and quickly back. Practice this. Sit on the road, practice this over and over again. So quickly you apply steering lock and you're back again. That's an essential and important skill to learn. I've seen so many guys, they just use one hand on the steering wheel, drive like this. That's all a very poor driving style. Never do it with one hand. Always quick on the steering wheel and always both hands on the steering wheel. Okay, so remember that, practice that at home, practice that all the time. Next, the handbrake. Now I do have a hydraulic handbrake. We used this when we were doing the drifting on tarmac because we wanted a more exaggerated lock on the rear wheel. On gravel, you have less traction, which means you break traction far easier, and that means your regular mechanical handbrake, this handbrake is enough and more. You don't need a hydraulic handbrake. In this video, I will be using the hydraulic handbrake because it's just conveniently positioned and we're doing this all day. So this becomes a little bit tiring for me. So it's just to make life easier for myself that I've used this. But remember, your regular handbrake, it's enough. You can use it, no problem. And now the drift. Another tip that I should give you is that when you're practicing this, and of course you have to practice this, take breaks. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over again. After 15-20 minutes, take a break for 10 minutes, be on your own and just analyze what you've just done. Understand what you're doing, and then you might realize that, oh, maybe I'm pulling the handbrake too early or too late, or I'm not dipping the clutch, or I'm applying too much of throttle. Then your brain gets to process what has happened in the earlier half hour. Then you go out and practice and you will get better. So take constant breaks to understand what you're doing. Don't just keep pulling the handbrake and say, oh, it's not happening. It's probably something that you're not doing right and your brain is not processing because things are coming at it thick and fast. So cool down, analyze things. Also, stay hydrated. The summers are upon us. It's 44 degrees right now. You have to stay hydrated because while you're doing this in the car, you will get tired. And once you get physically tired, then your reactions will slow down and you will start making mistakes. So stay fit, stay hydrated, and think about what you've done. And also have a drink. So we'll run you through the basic techniques which we spoke about in our earlier video. So put it into first, go and find a smooth gravel corner, not a bumpy one. You don't want to get caught out by any of the bumps. Put it into second, find a smooth corner, none of the bumps and jumps. Pull the handbrake, opposite lock, accelerate and out. Now let's break that down, the technique. First thing, why am I using second gear? Now, in first gear, you have a lot of torque, but here, because you're on gravel and because you have a turbocharged petrol engine, you have a lot of torque. You have 250 Newton meters of torque in second gear. So even though you slow down, you still are more or less in the mid of the torque curve and you can pull yourself out. In first gear, you'll probably be revving at 5,500 RPM and then you'll run out of revs. Whereas in second, you can pull yourself out and you can carry speed through the corner, speed through the gravel corner. So second gear is preferable. It's also less abusive on the car. This is giving a beating to the car, but second gear is less abusive. So you turn into the corner. As you turn into the corner, when you spot your exit, you pull the handbrake or you pull the handbrake here. What I do is I also dip the clutch momentarily while I pull the handbrake. That is not the fastest way around the corner, but because the car freewheels momentarily, it becomes a little bit more looser and that slides the car a little bit more. So you get a little more exaggerated angle of slide. I release the clutch. I don't dump the clutch because then it is abusive on your transmission. I engage the clutch and I'm then flat on the throttle. And that obviously gives you wheel spin, but that also gives you traction. You need that traction, you need that power to power out of the corner. That is important. If you don't give gas, you will just spin and you've corrected it, but you don't have any traction on the front. You need that traction on the front to pull you out of the slide. So your nose, it needs to pull you out of the slide. And for that, you need power. So give gas. Don't be afraid of giving gas. Power is the solution to everything. When in doubt, flat out. So there we go. Now let's demonstrate this. So you find your nice smooth corner. You are in second gear, smooth corner. Your apex, slide and give gas. So you need that gas to get you out of the corner. So you can hear all the gravel hitting the underbody. That's fine. This car is strong. It can take all of that. In fact, this XUV can really take a proper pounding. I'm amazed. This is our third video with the same car without any brake. So find your preferred corner. Go, 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 go. Gas, 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 gas. Always two hands on the steering wheel. And now switch it up. Don't keep going around in the same direction. Your mind and your hands always prefer one direction, but switch it around. Otherwise, you will just be a right-hand corner guy or a left-hand corner girl. So switch up the corners. Second gear. Nice smooth corner. Gas, gas, gas. You are always looking where you want to go. That's the earlier mistake that I made. So always look where you want to go. That is very, very important. Concentrate. Concentration is essential. Okay. Accelerate in first. Shift at around 4,000 RPM. No point spinning up your tires. You will ruin your tires. Find your corner. Pull the handbrake. And give gas and power out. So there are two things you can do. You pull the handbrake just to slide the tail out and give gas. And that means your tires are pointing in the right direction. They are not turned. That is the way the really good rally drivers drive. So in modern rallying, the less sideways the cars are, the faster they are. Because when your wheels are pointing straight, when your tires are pointing straight, that's when they can generate the maximum traction. And you need traction. You want to put down all the power that your engine is giving you. You want to put that onto the ground and go. You don't want that drama. You don't get any points in rallying for more drama. Over here, we are doing the opposite. We want more drama. We want to be more sideways, more exciting. So that's why I'm keeping the handbrake pulled for a little longer. But in some of the shots, if you see the wheels pointing straight, that is what rally drivers use. So they use the handbrake momentarily, the tail comes out, maybe comes out by 30 degrees, 40 degrees, and the wheels are pointing straight and they're giving gas. So in a corner, say you have to put one armful of opposite lock. When you use the handbrake, you just give it half a turn, pull the handbrake, the car slides out, you straighten it, and you go. That's what the rally drivers do. So remember that while you're practicing, try out some of the corners where you just yank the handbrake to get the tail out by 90 degrees and give gas and go out. I'll demonstrate that, and then we'll go into the more dramatic stuff. Find your corner. This is a 90 left. Give gas and just a quarter turn of opposite lock and firing out. That is far faster. The straighter your wheels are, the better it is, because the more traction you can send from the engine to the ground and get going faster. And now, if you want exuberant slides, let me show you. Basically, you keep the handbrake pulled for a bit longer. So you're carrying the same amount of speed. Handbrake pull, handbrake pull. So you keep the handbrake pulled for longer. Full opposite lock to the lock stops. Give gas to get the nose to pull you out of the corner and keep going. Of course, this will affect your tires. Your tires will get ruined, so there is no getting away from that. But no pain, no gain. The rest of the car will be fine. As long as you don't hit bumps hard, you don't spin up the wheels too much, your car will be fine. You just need to give it a proper pressure wash and you're okay to go to work the next day. Before we talk about the common mistakes that you could make, let me take a bit to talk about the car, or rather the SUV that we have. The XUV300 TurboSport, it has power. You need power to pull out of here. In fact, you need torque to pull you out of these corners, these gravel corners which are now getting rutted. With 250 Newton meters of torque with overboost, there is enough torque, 128 bhp of power, enough power to have all this fun. In fact, this is the same base engine that they use for the rally cars. Obviously, then it is boosted up to give you more power, but that engine is strong, it is tough. In fact, the car itself is really tough. We put together 3 tutorials with this same car and it has gone through everything without a problem. I'm really impressed by how rock solid it is, and yet it can deliver on fun. And also, you notice what I'm wearing? Wearing a helmet. When you do all this, always wear a helmet. You never know when something could go wrong, so always be safe. Obviously, you are always strapped in. Gloves help when you're using the handbrake so that you don't get corns on your hand. And as for shoes, just wear shoes that give you good feel through the brake pedal. The common mistakes, the first is not looking where you want to go. The second is not applying enough steering lock. So, car sliding, you have to apply enough steering lock. If you do not, that means you will not catch the slide and you will just spin. For instance, like this. Just apply lock and you will just spin. So there is no fun in that, there is no joy in that. The second is looking at obstacles. If you're doing this on a track which has trees on the side, don't look at the trees, because that will fixate your vision and you will start looking at the tree and you'll probably hit that tree. So don't look at trees, don't look at rocks, look at where you want to go. The car will take you there. There is this endless debate of front wheel drive cars cannot drift, they can only slide. Is this a slide or is that a drift? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Let's blow up that comment section. And that's how you slide, rather drift a front wheel drive car or SUV on gravel. Understanding the interaction between the grip and traction that you have, how much power to deploy, how much steering angle to put in, how much speed to carry to a corner. Get all those elements right. Get it into a slide, into a drift, and it is the most fun you can have with your clothes on. That's it for our 3-part series on the thrill of driving with the Mahindra XUV300 TurboSport. If you want us to do one more, if you want us to demonstrate how to do the J-turn, let us know in the comments. The more noise you make in the comments, we'll get this car back and we'll go out and experience the thrill of driving.